Welcome back to the show. We're going to tell you guys a little bit about what's going on in different parts of the longboard industry. We got trucks and wheels coming up. We're going to start right now with decks. We got Jeff Budro right here from Sector 9. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Jeff Budro is an old guy. He's been around forever. When did you first get into this business?
Oh man, I got in this business about 12 years ago. I got involved in the industry itself. I've been skating for about 18 years now, and just seeing the industry grow as it is, and the boards and the equipment that's coming out, you know, for the diversity of riding that there is, it's amazing.
Tell me real quick, what was the first skateboard that you really spent time on? Not like your first gift for Christmas. What was the first board you really got into?
You know, I was a huge Santa Cruz fan back in the day, and I rode a Jeff Kendall forever, and that was like my shape. You know, when you learn your first tricks on boards, those ones really stick with you. You know, even though it's a wide, big, clanky board, it just, you get that first love, and it never goes away.
From when you started to today, what kind of transitions, trends, changes have you seen in the industry?
You know, the industry went straight hardcore street skating for a long time, and that was really built the skating aspect of skateboarding in general, you know, and it really branched it out throughout the world. And then longboards came in. You know, once longboards came in, it opened a whole door for new people to actually get and cruise on a board and go from point A to point B. And then seeing the growth of longboarding and where it's gone now and all the different boards with the drop throughs, the top mounts, and the way of riding, it's awesome to see what's coming out these days.
And now tell me, what do you project 10, 15 years? Where do you think we're going to be?
You know, it's funny, skateboarding evolves. That's what it does. It does a full circle. And I really see, you know, the old school top mount, you know, pintail, just bullet style board, surf the corners. That's, I think, where skateboarding's going to go in about 10 years again. There's going to be a lot more top mounts coming back on the hills.
Very cool. And last question, what are you most excited about that's happening at Sector 9 right now?
You know, the downhill division, I got to say, we're really putting a lot more time into it. We're paying attention to what the riders say, getting their feedback, putting it into the boards, and trying to just really, you know, keep the roots, but yet make something that's functional for the riders.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Jeff. Please keep doing what you're doing, man. You've been so influential in this business. We really appreciate you.
Thank you very much, man. I tune you guys for all my news and information.
We're here with Graham Buska, the owner and founder of Rayne Longboards, who is also 31 years old today.
Well,
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Tell me, Graham, when did you first get into the deck building business?
We started making boards just over 8 years ago.
When you started till today, what kind of trends and changes have you seen in the industry?
When we were first getting into it, that's when drop boards were first coming about and first getting popularized. And I think people moved from being really low on the ground and being real stable and getting their speeds up. And then once that sort of happened, people changed. Now they're on really short, tight setups where they can get lots of leverage and there's a lot more control. People know how to ride skateboards down hills better.
What do you think the industry is going to do in the next 10, 15 years? Where do you see things going?
I think the industry is really just going to merge with skateboarding. Like, the skateboard industry just doesn't know that they're really the same as skiing and snowboarding, and that there's not one type of skateboarding, but that there's just skateboarding, and it's all the generations doing it all at once.
Tell me, what are you guys most excited about that's happening in Rayne right now?
Ooh, we almost have something new every month. Last month we had wheels. We're still doing wheels. This weekend we have a Mary Hill special, which was sort of conceived by Luke Mello and all the kids from Ontario. They all really wanted one. We had a good opportunity to do it right before this race. So we have what some might call as the Oracle. And then at the end of the month, we've got the new Avenger coming out. And the new Avenger has a new construction. It's thin on the edges, fat bottomed in the center, and it's stiff and lightweight, but it has no real added cost or detraction.
Awesome. Well, Graham, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
And we'll talk to you later. We now got Justin Ortiz here with us. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Justin, how long have you been a part of the skateboard industry?
I've been around for a few years. I started riding for Landyachtz maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. Started working for them about a year ago.
From when you started skating, when you started really getting into it, what kind of transitions have you seen in just deck manufacturing up to today?
One thing I've noticed is back in the day, the wheelbases have been a lot longer, and over the past few years, I've noticed them getting increasingly shorter and shorter, and that seems to be the trend these days, top mounts with short wheelbases.
Do you think that's because we're getting better?
Yes, I do actually.
Where do you see deck manufacturing going in the next 10 years?
Well, you're starting to see a lot more hybrid boards these days, like boards with kicktails. boards more well-rounded for everything. You can cruise on them around town with a kicktail, but still you can race on them if you wanted to. So more versatile boards, I'd say.
Boards built for the all-around skater.
Pretty much, boards built for everything.
Great. And tell me, what are you most excited about that's happening at Landyachtz right now?
One thing at Landyachtz is we have a lot of rider input. So we take a lot of what riders say and we try and work them into our decks, and we work hand in hand with our in-house engineer, and we're always coming up with new innovative designs. So I'm really happy to see that they're listening to the riders and getting their input on the boards. So
cool. You know, these gas pedals are a direct result of just that, right? Is Mike responsible for this?
Yeah. These gas pedals is Mike McGoldrick started it with the 9-to-5. He was kind of like the first person that had the idea to outward send the rails so you can have a little extra board on your heels when you're kicking it sideways, and just a little extra board under your feet. So it started on the 9-to-5, and we've worked it into a couple of our other boards like the Wolf Shark. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of more input from riders.
Well, thank you very much, Justin. We'll see you on the
Thanks for
hill.
having me. Yeah, for sure, man.